13 is our open line number. Wasn't it great to hear from Dick? And
as always,
his gorgeous daughters, very successful in their businesses. We forgot to ask if, with Pip being a brownie, whether and a girl guide, whether Hayley and a sister.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been interesting to know. Do you know? I just love it when I go to special nights out and you see some of these entertainers that arrive, don't you, Angela? And you just think, where did they find them? Where did they find these very special people? Now, toue.com.au, where you don't miss a thing. Do yourself a favour and go online now, and you'll be surprised how beautiful the woman is in the studio, resplendent in the diamonds. She's got the boa on. We need to see her full-on face on. Do you know why? Because today is Dame Shirley Bassey's birthday. And can we just have a little intro of that song that we heard just before? That wonderful, magnificent... Yes.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good-looking.
Yes. Dame Shirley Bassey, she has made us smile, and making me smile in front of me now is a woman by the name of Lizzie Taylor. That is what I think is amazing. Lizzie Taylor is Shirley Bassey, Angela.
Famous name, famous impressions. It's all good.
I had the great opportunity of meeting Lizzie at a friend's 50th birthday party, and I just went, girl, you are good. Welcome to George and Paul with Tim and Ange.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
Now, what inspired you all these years ago to start singing, and what inspired you to frock up and make yourself look like some of these great Hollywood stars, these great legends of the stage and screen?
Tim, I grew up in England, and on Sunday evenings they used to have variety programs on the telly. They were half-hour variety shows, and my mum was a mad Shirley Bassey fan, still is to this day.
Yeah.
And I'd sit and watch them. There'd be people like Bassey, like Max Bygraves and Des O'Connor, all those. They hosted those variety shows. And I can remember clearly at a young age watching Shirley Bassey singing and crying. I couldn't believe real tears coming from her eyes. And I just thought that was magic. I later learned about acting.
Yeah. But Ange, you and I have seen this before when these wonderful performers come out. Where do you draw the inspiration from? You know, you don't just do Shirley, you do Marilyn Monroe, you do a magnificent one-woman show,
Yeah.
and we're going to promote your website so people get to know
Thank you.
because do yourself a favour. You've got a 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th or 100th birthday coming up. Even the Zimmer frames will be dancing if you see this girl on stage. But, you know, when did it all happen here in Australia for you?
In Australia it happened, I'm in my 25th year of doing a one-woman show and a professional entertainer. And it started off, I was in a 50s rock and roll show, and I've always been able to mimic and do accents and voices. So the first one I ever did was Marilyn Monroe. And I just loved it. I just fell into the attitude, and then it grew. And Bassey was one I had to do. Another one I'm pretty well known for is my Tina Turner. I've got to do that.
That's two big ends of a spectrum. I've been fortunate enough to meet both ladies, and Shirley Bassey is a very, very fantastically gutsy Welsh lady, and Tina Turner is a way over the top performer from the United States, and yet you can do both.
And I'd sort of channel different people too. When I'm doing Tina Turner, for instance, I think more Bette Midler, because as an impressionist, you have to do it bigger. You have to be like a drag queen, I guess. I'm a female impersonator. So.
Yes, yeah. No, it's interesting, and I've seen your Tina Turner, and it is just spectacular. And in fact, I know someone that does a Tina Turn On, which is a very interesting one too. But we'll have to leave that for another day.
Where have you been hanging out?
Well, but you know, Shirley Bassey, James Bond, that extraordinary song, and I think just. To get for your listening pleasure at enormous expense to management, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Shirley Bassey with that extraordinary song she sang in that James Bond movie.
Goldfinger, he's a man with a Midas touch, a spider's touch, such a cold finger beckons you to enter his web of sin, but don't go in. Golden words he will pour in your ear, but his lies can't disguise what you fear. For a golden girl knows when he's kissed her, it's the kiss of death for Mr. Goldfinger. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. This heart is cold.
Yeah, bravo, bravo. Now, that is the skill of this woman, apart from the fact that it's only 5 to 11 in the morning, and you've had reactions from audiences when you've done these events. Do they just double take and go,
yes,
that's Shirley Bassey?
In fact, sometimes I'll stop singing and say, I'm not miming, because people are looking at me, they're giving you the look.
Yeah.
But is she or isn't she? And I've got another little ditty. You know how Shirley Bassey does this all the time? I figured it out.
Her hand movements, yes.
Yes. The last thing she does before she goes on stage, after she's been sewn into her dresses, her nails.
Oh, they're drying.
She's drying her nails.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
See, the things you find out with her, she did not. Her name is Liz Taylor, believe it or not. You're one dame going to the next dame. Dame Liz Taylor doing Dame Shirley Bassey.
Isn't that nice?
If you could say to her now, happy birthday, what would you say to Dame Shirley Bassey on this day, her birthday?
Oh, well, obviously, happy birthday, Dame Shirley Bassey, and thank you for all the music, the joy, the style, the frocks, and some pretty good gigs for me too.
Now, talking about gigs, if people want to book you, what website do they visit?
www.liztaylor.com.au.
That's LIZTAYLOR.com.au. Liz Taylor, thank you for coming in, sharing your love of Shirley Bassey with us today.
Pleasure.
And if you stand up and wave at that beautiful webcam there, 2ue.com.au, how good does this lady look? And I want my CD autograph. You can go on liztaylor.com.au. The CDs are there. Book her for the 50th, the 60th, the 20th, the 21st birthday party. Thank you, gorgeous, for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
You're with Tim and Ange here on 2UE. We're coming up to the 11 o'clock news. What have we got on after 11 o'clock, Ange?
Quite a few things. Simon Foster's going to come in with his film reviews, and we've got a couple of good ones on DVD this week, including The Kids Are All Right, which is one of the ones that's being whispered in awards talk around the Golden Globes and the Oscars.
I love it when we get whispers in the
whispers
awards
are
talk.
important.
And we'll be catching up, of course, with Ian Cannellan from Australian Geographic. All this and more with Tim and Ange on George and Paul here on